Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Him, How I Met. In this episode, we're talking about BBD, RBRM, and New Edition. Disclaimer, I never actually met New Edition. However, I met BBD and RBRM, so 4 out of 6 ain't bad. That's all I'm saying. 4 out of 6. So, and it's not over. Like, I'm still on a mission to meet New Edition, get an interview with New Edition, whatever. Other disclaimer, these are my stories, not anybody else's. So yeah. So let's get started. So New Edition entered my life around the age of 12. So I know it sounds like that was a long time ago. So I was about 12. My sister Lisa is 8 years older than me. 4, 6, 8. She's 8 years older than me. Look, I had to, I got to go backwards. I got to figure out. I got one sister 4 years, another one 2 years older than her, really 18 months, and then the next one 2 years up. So that's why I was like 4, 6, 8. 8 years older than me. So I was 12. So that means she was 20. Hmm, okay. So she took me to my first concert. My first concert was New Edition. I had one of my little friends with me. I think she was a year older than me. But we were there. My sister took us, and let me tell you, New Edition brought it down. This was the show, and I think they talk about it because they had to go through some hoops after this show. So a lot of stuff happened at this show. This is the show I think they talk about where Ralph had his shoe taken. Yeah, Fayetteville was something. So he sat down on the stage to sing, and some chick snatched his shoe off. And in order to get his shoe back, she had to meet up with him or what. Like he needed that shoe because, unbeknownst to us, they didn't have much. In our mind, they're like, "Woo, we got that shoe." He's like, "That's my shoe. Pay good money for that shoe." So things happened. I think they had to meet up. They had to get him his shoe back. She got a meet and greet. Apparently, that's how you get meet and greets back in the 80s. But she did it. More power to her, girl. You did it. So, yeah. So this concert, when I say a lot happened. So at one point, I think that Ralph, you causing trouble, Ralph, threw his towel. We're standing there. We're not in the front. We're not in the back. We're like in the middle. Threw the towel. Guess where the towel landed? The one person is not reaching for it. My sister. Land hits her right in the chest. Bah! Boom! It's in her hand. Bunch of hands started grabbing, and I'm yelling, "Don't let it go! Don't let it go!" I'm fighting off dudes. There were boys, big high school. But imagine, I'm 12. I'm barely about 150 now. When I graduated high school, I was less than 100 pounds. I was a full grown adult. Yeah, I was 18 years old. At 12? You imagine how little I was? Fighting off teenage boys. Everybody grabbed the towel. I had meat under my nails. I was fighting, me, my sister, and my friend. We were pulling, and these grown teenagers were pulling back, and we pulling. And my sister, she's only like, I think she's 5'2". So she wasn't much bigger than me back then. Like, she's 5'2" still now. So she wasn't much bigger than me. So we're fighting over this towel, and finally she was like, "Y'all, let the towel go. Let it go." I'm like, "I want the towel. I want the towel." She was like, "Let the towel go." So we had to let the towel go. I had some boys skin up under my neck. When I tell you, because I've always had long, like my family is a thing with us. We have long, strong nails. Nail did not break. Had meat under my nails. I was digging in, and yeah, I didn't get a towel. We didn't get it. I was not happy. So then we finished watching the show. Come to find out, At the end of the show, they were still fighting over the towel. This towel was thrown out like in the middle of the show. At the end of the show, you see people still pushing and pulling for the towel. And I think maybe they ended up cutting it up. I don't know what they did with it, but they still had the towel and they were still tussling. I ain't got that much fight in me. I wanted to see the rest of the show. So it didn't happen. So Ralph, you did it. You did it. That was my first show. My first experience at a concert. So then over the years, New Edition just they kept doing shows. And one time I remember I had on this blue and white striped shirt. I was up in the stands. I couldn't get floor seats because I think I was in high school. Gotta get the seats you can. Um and I know it wasn't me, but if you ask me, when Mike was like, "Oh, I'm looking for the girl. Look at the girl in the blue. What about her up there?" I was like, "That's me. That's me." But it could have been. Yeah, I don't know. So through the years, almost every single time New Edition or BBD went on tour, your girl was there. I've seen so many concerts in, and yeah, I'm not even gonna say in so many places. Most of the times I saw them were in North Carolina. The one time I was stationed in Virginia, I did go see them in DC. And this was the reunion tour. This was the tour when Bobby Brown was coming out the floor in his royal seat when he came up. I was like, man, this was the concert when Johnny Gill had on his all white and my sister tried to jump down there to get him. This was the concert. Like, I will say this was probably the best New Edition concert ever. Like, that was the best, the best. And it's like so many things connected to New Edition and New Edition concerts. So also in Virginia before the concert. So, I gotta explain this to y'all because y'all ain't had phones like this back in the day. It wasn't a rotary phone, but it was a push button. So I'm at work listening to the radio and they had a album release party and you had to dial, had to dial all the numbers. When I tell you I could dial all the numbers on the phone fast, now these cell phones I can't do it. I can't call anybody. Well, it's a push a button and find a name now. But back then you had to get all those numbers in and you'd be calling such and such. I was at work listening to the radio calling. Call, I was, I'm going to this album release. I'm going to this album release. So guess who won tickets to the album release? Went had on this little nice burgundy crushed velvet dress that I had. I'm not gonna say I stole it. I acquired it from an old roommate, and I say that because then one of my one of my other girlfriends acquired it from me. That dress went from, yeah. I That's what happens because sometimes you'll borrow something, and then that person switches duty stations, and it's like, oh well, I got this, and then I let somebody else wear it, and then she's like, oh well, I got this. So that was a nice dress. I put on my nice dress. Made the mistake of, I ain't gonna say made a mistake because we dated for a long time. This guy I was talking to, it was kind of like our first date, so I invited him. And I said made the mistake because, y'all, that's when I met Lorenz Tate. But I'm gonna do that on a different video. Um, so yes, so we went to the album release. It was packed. It was celebrities in there. It was all kind of people. They got on stage. They played some songs. They talked a little bit. They weren't out mingling. If they were, I didn't catch them. Um, but yeah, it was nice. I was like at the album, new edition album release party. Oh, yes. So that was ooh, that was a great time. So that had to be 90. I was in Virginia from 95 to 99, so up in there. And then the concert was like around there. I had a lot of good times in Virginia. Um, then like every time they came, if I was in the country, let's put it that was if I was in the country, I was catching New Edition for every tour that they went on. I missed them one time while I was married, and that's because my ex didn't want to come with me. I should have known better. That no, it's fine. So I missed that one. He wouldn't go with me. My son wouldn't go with me, and I think that was at the point in my life where I realized I'm gonna have to start doing stuff on my own. And I didn't want to do it on my own back then, but I started to later. So yeah. So then, um, they keep going, and BBD starts doing their thing on their own. They start doing their stuff, and I'm like, huh, I want to see BBD. Every time BBD got close, I was in there. So I met BBD twice. I danced on stage with BBD twice. The first time, I think it was CIAA in Charlotte, and this this is a wild story. We were at we were at a day party, and again, I was doing a lot of stuff alone. Met these dudes. They were like, "Oh, we know the DJ for BBD, so we gonna get in free, and it's at the same hotel we staying at." And I was like, "Okay, cool." It's like, "Oh, meet us there. Come on." Met them there. They parked. They paid for parking. Or they didn't pay for parking. I don't know what happened. All I know is I ended up not paying for parking because the parking attendant came out. Was like, "Y'all good?" We was like, "Yeah, these are cars right here." He was like, "Oh, okay." Uh, we were like, "Do we need a ticket or anything?" He was like, "Nah, I know y'all parked there. We ain't gonna tell you." And I was like, "We ain't pay." Because CIAA in Charlotte, you had to pay for everything. And in his mind, we paid. So for some reason, he thought we paid. So I parked for free that night. And I was like, huh. So soon as we get in the hotel, because, all the hotels are packed. Like CIAA was the party. All the hotels are packed. Soon as walk in, see one of my sister's friends. She was like, "Adrian," I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "I'm gonna come right back." So, cause he was like, "Oh, we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna get the room, something." They got up there and they started pregame. We're gonna drink. And I don't drink, especially don't drink around people I don't know. So I was like, I'm going downstairs. So, cause she had called, she was like, "What they doing up there?" I was like, "Girl, they ain't doing nothing." Cause they was gonna come up, cause I didn't need to be up there by myself anyway. So, phone numbers, phone calls, we chatted, and I was like, "They ain't doing nothing. I'm coming back down." So we come back down. So my sister's friend, I ain't gonna say her name, but it's my sister Lisa's one of her best friends from high school. So, so she was like, "We gotta get in here." I was like, "Okay." Ain't gonna tell you what she did. I don't know what she did. I don't know who she talked to. I don't know how she did it. All I know is we were getting ushered in to the facilities through the back door. And it was like seven of us. I don't it was a lot of us. And they was and the person that ushered us in was like, "They ask you where your armband is. I don't know what to tell you, but you in." I was like, "Hey, we in." So it was they were performing at the hotel. So I go, soon as we walk in, BBD is on stage. So for some reason, when people do stage stuff, I'm always a right sider or a left sider. I'm never center. But everybody was in the center. The right side was packed because I was assessing the situation, trying to figure out how I was gonna get up there. So I was like, bump. I went all the way to the left side, and this was in a hotel ballroom, so the stage wasn't up too high. It was like two steps, and then you're on the stage. But I went over to the left. Nobody was like to the left, so I went over there to the left, right by the steps. Um, but I realized why everybody was to the right. They came in on the right, so everybody was that way because that's where the people who were performing were coming up on the stage. So I was just over there, and the security dude was like, "What?" I was like, I said, "I'm not doing nothing. I'm just trying to see." Because I was kind of cornered off to the side, and I guess they didn't really want people over there. But I was by myself, so I went over there, and I was like, mm. And then I don't know if y'all know, but BBD they call people on the stage. So I was like, they called somebody on stage to dance. I'm dancing, and then they were like, "We need somebody." And I looked at the security. I was like, he was like, and so when they called us on stage, I went right up there and I was dancing with BBD. Dun, 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 dun. It wasn't Poison, but it was something else. The song they always call somebody up to dance on. So I went to dancing. I was up there dancing with BBD. So that was the first time I met BBD. Second time, Greensboro. Took one of my other sisters, Karen. We were there and we weren't all the way up, but we were kind of floor. We had seats. It wasn't standing. But we weren't, too far back. So, like by that point, I seen enough BBD shows. I know when they about to call somebody on stage. So they started, getting ready to song. I started giving my sister my stuff, and like there was somebody sitting beside her. That, I mean, we didn't know him, knowing. It was like, "What's she doing?" My sister looked at her and said, "She get ready to go on stage." And so before they called it, I was going down the aisle before the ushers or anybody could catch me. And I was like, they were like, "We need some people to come on stage and do the dance." I was like, second time I got on stage with BBD, and just up there dancing. I have videos somewhere. I'm gonna attach them to the end of this video if I can find them. I'm gonna look for them, and hopefully YouTube will let me play them. But I'm up there dancing, so I'm gonna have that for you. And then and y'all remember all this stuff started, and I don't have my so as everything is going, I'm getting older and older. I'm sitting closer and closer because you get a little more money as you get older, and you can do some things. So this one, when RBRM came out, they I was what was I doing? I forget what year. It wasn't that long ago, but I was like bumping. They had the meet and greet. I got everything. You hear me? Everything. So I got the RBRM shirt, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. I got the meet and greet stage pass. Went back there, got some pictures. Almost didn't get my picture because somebody was wilding and didn't want to leave because they have you in a line. We did it before the concert, and everybody's in line, and group of people go and they tell you, don't say nothing, don't do nothing. You stand where we tell you. You get one picture, get out. Like that's it. You ain't got time to be in there chit chatting. Well, apparently the person in the group before my group was in there wilding, and she was like, I paid to get pictures, and I paid to get," and they were like, "Yeah, you got your picture, your one picture with all of them." This chick wanted individual pictures. She wanted individual conversations. She wanted individual everything, and held up the line because they had to come get her up out of there because she did not want to leave because she said she paid for individual pictures. You paid for the same thing we paid for, chick, and that was a picture, and one picture. Give me a picture. And so we getting there. I was just starstruck. I was like, oh my goodness. I was so excited. And so what I do now when I go out and I set my intention that I'm gonna meet a celebrity, I have a little gift bag. So I had gift bags for them. I don't know if they ever did anything with them, but it was I think it was my poetry book and my workbook that I gave them. So if y'all got them, read them, advertise them, let a sister know what y'all thought of them. So yeah, so that's when I met Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. So yeah, that's why I said I didn't actually meet New Edition, but I met RBRM and I met BBD. So like I said, 4 out of 6 ain't bad. Ralph and Johnny, y'all slipping. I'm gonna need y'all to get it together. I'm gonna need to meet y'all soon. So they just extended their Vegas residency, and I have not been. I don't know why me and my sisters haven't gone yet. Maybe that'll be our sister trip next year. They don't know it yet. I'm gonna see, and it depends on when because now I think it's ending like February, but I need a little bit more time because life. Sister need a little bit more change so we can get this together so we can go see them. So we can get to Vegas and go see them. So yeah, that's how I met. I'm trying to think if I have any more new edition stories. Oh yeah, me and my friends and my sister went to go see them in Charlotte one time. And oh, I did put the shirt here. So oops, my son made us some shirts, and each one of them were different in different colors. So mine said Candy Girl, and then you got the little candy. And then on the back, he got the new edition, and then has all of their groups and how they went out on their own and stuff. So you got BBD, Bobby Brown, Ralph, Heads of State, RBRM, and Johnny Gill. So that's new edition, and that's all their stuff. So it's yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. I would say the shirt is on my website, but we're not selling it with the logo because I don't think that's legal. So we're only selling it with the Candy Girl. Sorry, y'all. Uh, so yeah. Oh, And as usual, we're sponsored by Butterfly Flow Life because Butterfly Flow is life. Be Shop Flow. Get it in. The holidays are coming up. Get those gifts for all the people that you know and love. And yeah, let me know if there's anybody that you want me to do next because again, I have a list. So since I did talk about it, I need to go ahead and do Lorenz Tate. I need to go ahead and do Cisco because I actually met Cisco at the New Edition concert in DC. So that's a whole other story. So I have at least two stories to piggyback off of this story to add on. So maybe I'll do those next. So as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for indulging in the meetings of the people that I've met throughout my decades around. So and I love this one. I think this is my favorite because it started like I've been wanting to meet them since I was 12. Like New Edition, BBD, RBRM, Johnny, wow. Like, yeah. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Okay. So thank y'all so much for watching once again. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If still enjoy them, keep watching, keep liking, subscribe, share with the friends. And again, hopefully I'll have some dance videos, pictures, and something else after this. Yeah, whatever I can get a hold of, I'm gonna have at the end of this. So talk to y'all later. So this is from the concert in Greensboro where I got on stage with BBD. And yes, all I got was Ricky because he is my favorite. So y'all don't judge me. I got some of the crowd too. This is from my last New Edition concert I went to with my friends and my sister. So a note that I didn't say in the video, this is my sister Lisa, and I take her to every New Edition BBD show that I can because she took me to my first one. So I pay for her and take her to everyone since. So most of the ones I've been to, she's been with me. And this right here was a defining moment. Y'all see me standing beside Ricky? I couldn't stand it. Like I said, 4 out of 6 ain't bad.